In this middle surface tutorial, we will look at two different functions. One for semi-automatically create middle surface geometry, and one complete automatic function to directly create FE model middle surface. We also see a way to go from FE model, nodes and elements, to geometry. So open the middle surface model. The first semi-automatic function I will use is face middle multi. This function, we step through the model, create middle surfaces, and also extend the surfaces if necessary, for example, for this reinforcement. First, some parameters need to be set. Each step, it will create new pits for every 6 steps. Let's say 0.2. You can also say a maximum thickness to look for the geometry. Let's say 3 millimeters. I have unchecked the delete used faces. So we have the original geometry left. I also unchecked the hide middle face. So I just see the middle face. And to start with, we can preview the middle face for every step. So now I press Auto. ANSA looks for the one master and one slave side and the thickness. If it's okay, let's move on. ANSA will create the middle surface and we will have a preview before we accept it. Yes. ANSA will go to the next. Press OK. The face will be put in new PIDs with the thickness set to the property core. Yes. Now I deselect the preview to make it more fast. I step through all the parts. Okay, we are finished. Let's orient all the normals to a uniform direction. And as we see when we zoom to this area, the middle surface has been extended and connected to the new space. We also see the blue line indicating 3 more spaces connected. So this geometry is ready to be meshed. We can change, for example, the mesh element length. Apply just a drop mesh. These parameters can be joined as we've seen before. We also have new PIDs created depending on the thickness that we have set in the function. We will reopen the file, middle surface. And now I will use the complete automatic middle surface function to create FE model, a mid-surf casting. I select the complete model. I have the parameter window. I have to set minimum thickness about 1 millimeters. Element type mixed, target length 2 millimeters. Joint parameters with distance. In this case, it will not be necessary to use this function. Also for the paste triple bound. And finally, the T-junction treatment. This reinforcement can be treated in different ways. One with a small angle at the reinforcement, and one with a plain 90 degrees angle. So I press OK. Now that starts to this model. And the ANSA model just consists of nodes and elements, no geometry. The thickness of every element is set on the nodes. So this will give a special keyword with element thickness. Okay, it's ready. We can see the middle. Now I can deactivate the geometry. Just showing the FM model. For example, I can press the minus in focus command. You see it's just element, no geometry. In this bottom line, we see, okay, it's not a perfect fit. So I can move this node to the plane, to the grid align, press the node, and then I can press a line, 2 points to create a line, or 3 points to create the plane. So press 3 points, I will project the point on the plane. Finish. The same way with this point, I can project it on a line, work with the FM model. But now we'll finish at this stage and have a look at the thickness of the model. And this can be seen either through the fringe element thickness. Okay, we have an average thickness of about 1. The smallest is 0.7 and the thickest 2 millimeters. And also we can draw the thickness. And I do that with quality criteria button and the presentation parameter tab. Draw shell as solid. Okay. Now every shell is drawn with the thickness. We can compare, we can activate the geometry. And we can compare the geometry with the FM model. So again, the quality criteria, presentation parameters that deactivate the draw shell as solid. Also deactivate geometry. So this is just elements. I will now create geometry from these elements. We'll do that through the mesh menu, elements to surface. We can do that either by creating one surface for each element, or create the surface per area. I use the area. Select the complete model, middle click, and the feature lines are automatically detected. So these feature lines will be different phases in the geometry. And I can add and remove these with left and right mouse button. I can use the selection assistant. For example, I want to keep this line, or maybe I want to keep that curvature line. And I'm finished. Middle click. Geometry are created, but now we have deactivated the geometry, so we can't see it yet. So activate the geometry, and we'll remove the 3D, the solid volume. We have the geometry okay, the element length is very draft. Let's set 2 millimeters. You can switch to the top of menu. We have the FA model. From the FA I created the geometry. This geometry can be worked with as the normal geometry. We can make projections and cuts. And then mesh it. Change the element length. So it was a short example of middle surface.